Hello Libra, this is Victoria and I'm here with your January tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, at your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance from the universe on how to best utilize the energy of the month of January. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself. And we will begin with a quick oracle message from the Sacred Traveler deck. We'll see what the theme for the month is like for you. What is the guidance that you're supposed to know and benefit from at this time? These readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Libra, so if you're checking for your sun sign, please check out videos for your other placements as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. There's a lot more information in the description box about my content and services. Alrighty. Libra, your message is uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. Yeah, it's like several thoughts here. First of all, sometimes you may be looking at something insignificant like a rough diamond, but there's so much more to it than that, right? So if you're being guided to pay attention to certain activities, certain person, certain aspect of your life, there's definitely something there. Don't disregard it just because at first sight it seems insignificant. For others, it's, the going within and digging out that treasure from within you, from like your heart space, from what your soul is calling you to do, right? It's not necessarily on the surface, it's not as obvious, but it will be a breakthrough for sure. But again, requires a certain level of trust to find that bounty. So yeah, interesting start, right? But the most important idea here is that you are on your way to uncover the treasure. So it's like there's something coming for you, some big opportunity, and it's going to be up to you to decide what to do with it, right? And sometimes people see an opportunity and they understand that it's big, it's important, it's something that they want. But for one or another reason, they still find a way to, or find a reason to stay where they are and not take it and pass it up, or say, maybe a different time, or after kids grow up, or something like that. So just be careful with that. So this is pointing you to the fact that this is very important to look at now as it comes to you. There may not be a second chance, or, it will be a very different you and different life by then. It's coming to you at this point because you're ready, because you have the resources, you're capable. Okay, so for your personal life and love life, we have the Strength. Wow, starting strong with the Strength card. It's Leo energy. Then we have Queen of Wands. Could be dealing with a fire sign. And Three of Wands. I'll speak to all of this after I finish laying out the spread. Then for your workspace, you have Three of Swords. You have Knight of Wands. And you have Hermit, which is Virgo energy. And then finally, the advice, Seven of Swords. Five of Swords, wow. And Seven of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is also about that opportunity that you want to grab onto, right? Like Page of Pentacles, and this is a pretty big pentacle just to begin with, right? So it's not like just anything, just grab something. No, it's pretty big, and it may even seem for a moment that it's too much for you to handle, like I'm not there yet, I'm not ready for it. But you are, and it is about like that thirst for something new and exciting in life. It's also about generosity and kindness. So don't know how that will resonate for you guys, but something to consider. So for your personal space, you have the Strength, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Now it's all fiery energy, by the way, which is not exactly Libra. Libra is an air sign. That said, you might have a lot of fire in your chart overall, which is why it's important to look at the chart in general, not just on a specific sign of a sun, a moon, or a rising sign. But what I see with this fiery energy is that, and by the way, this was a dragon, which also is connected to fire, right? You are being fired up. It's your time to step in your power, to set your intentions, to be courageous and put yourself out there. Look at this figure. She's naked in this particular deck, right? Very vulnerable state, and in this pose, maybe even more so. But anyway, and it's like some kind of a magical world like in the background. But she's going for it, right? She's like, yeah, I believe I can do it, which pretty much automatically means I can do it. It seems a little utopian. It may feel a little bit out of connection or out of balance for Libra that likes to be very grounded and very well balanced, right? Like, you know, dot the I's and cross the T's. Now I see how it's gonna work out. This is asking you to follow your passion, asking you to follow the inner wisdom, right? Something that gives you wins, that makes you wanna step that extra mile, right? That doesn't necessarily fit into the structure that you've created in your life. But that's the beauty of it. And I mean, I don't really see a partner here, but as you know, if it's impacting you and how you see your life and kind of decisions you're making in terms of the direction that you're taking on, it's inevitably going to impact your immediate relationships. So just treat it that way, right? And don't, if one of your considerations to not take an opportunity and to not put yourself out there is the relationship that you're in, this is a reminder that it's not really about them. And it's not even about that connection right now, right? If it's, I mean, it is a little cocky, but if it's meant to be, it will be. You know, the person will stick around with you. They will understand. You both will find a way how this is gonna work out, what this new arrangement is gonna look like, right? But don't give yourself that excuse as a way out of some kind of a new challenge that sounds scary to take on. Remember that beneath the surface lies great bounty. Then for your workspace, we have the Three of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Hermit. Very different energies, all three of them, I'll be honest with you, but there may be a desire to just like rush into something, right? Maybe because you want to bring in some stability into your workspace. You know, maybe you've lost a lot of money in the recent past, or you were let down by one of your partners. Something didn't go according to plan, right? It kind of knocked you off your game in terms of stability and being confident in whatever it is you're doing for a living, that it's gonna be the source of your income for as long as you want. So there may be a desire to rush into something that gives you that sense of stability. But right now it's very important to continue working on that vision and sense of what is important. What do I want to do with my life? And maybe things didn't work out a certain way because the universe is redirecting you into a different direction, right? But you need to find it for yourself. You need to understand what is your motivation, what drives you, right? What is your purpose? What is your mission? Where do you see yourself in that ideal scenario, provided you can do anything at all, right? And then work your way from there and see, and not to mention that once you're sending that into the universe, then there will be more and more space and more opportunity for things to move in that direction, right? Because even if you're given some exciting opportunities, but you are not really understanding why this is important, why this makes sense, why you want to do it, it's not going to stick with you for too long, right? There will be some challenges, someone will bail on you again, and things will just fall apart. So it's very important right now to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing, or figure out at the end of that brainstorming activity that you don't really want to be doing this. So why even put all your eggs in one basket and like then be anxious about it if it's gonna work out or not. Speaking of anxiety and maybe even illusions, we have Seven of Swords, Five of Swords here, and Seven of Cups. Remember that you have any and all opportunities in the world. You can pursue pretty much anyone and anything in life. And it's very important for you to establish that mindset that you're very capable and that you are able to go after anything. Do not create illusions. Do not listen to what others are saying in terms of the stereotypes, the assumptions, and the judgment, right? Luckily, we are in space where we see so many examples every day all over the world where people change their lives almost in an instant. They choose different partners, they move across the world, halfway across the world, I wanted to say. They start doing something else for their career that they never thought that they would be doing. Just like that, they go in, they get started, they succeed, right? Basically, the universe is telling you, sky's your limit, but be very honest with yourself. What is it that you want and why, right? Without the storyline behind it of like, oh, this is gonna be good for that, or this is gonna make my partner happy, or this is gonna help me get my kids through college, right? Or this is what I've been trained for 20 years. Like, those are not good reasons. Good reasons are what really motivates you, what drives you, what lights up that inner fire. And then maybe a whole separate exercise that you may need to do to realize what that means for you. How does it differ from the choices that you're making based on practical considerations and finding the compromise, which Libra is usually very, very good at. Doesn't mean that it's always the best solution though. Okay, last but not least, messages for Libra from their person of interest. What is the message for Libra from their person? Judgment, look at that. That's Scorpio energy actually. Clarified by 6 of Wands. I love it. Oh my god. And Strength again. So our first card was Strength, our last card is Strength. So it looks like your person is getting a lot of clarity thanks to you and thanks to this relationship. They're finding new sources of inspiration, of courage, and just understanding what's important in life. Right? So this is definitely one of the cards, the Judgment is the main card in this message, where they feel like this is meant to be. This is at the very least a soulmate connection. They may use different words, but that's the meaning of it, right? They see the two of you as this destined couple, and at least on their side, they see that you're bringing out the best in them, right? And helping them feel more confident, more capable, more wise, you know, and just like together we can make anything happen kind of a vibe, right? And we'll have each other's back. This Judgment call is changing the way that they see partnership, like love partnership in general, maybe the way they see family building, maybe even the way couples do finances. It could be different for different people, of course. This is a collective reading. But there is something fundamental here, and what makes them realize that the accents, like the emphasis that they had before, was not really that important. That wasn't the most important thing in the world. That's how they've led their life, either because that's what their partner insisted on, or what they've learned from the family they grew up in. But you kind of like got them out of that space and showed that things could work very differently. Whether it's consciously or unconsciously, doesn't matter. But they're grateful. They're seeing a lot more freedom in it, right? A lot more happiness and organizing their life that way. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. If you enjoyed the reading, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.